So I heard a lot of complaints from my colleagues back in high school that stoichiometry was the hardest topic. Like it terrified everyone. And I never understood why. And I realize now that I followed a method that not a lot of people really took value in. Okay, I really tried to meticulously follow the units of the problem. And I'm going to explain to you why that's very useful and why, if you do what I do, it's very difficult to mess up. So let's get started with stoichiometry. So let's give us a problem first and foremost. Okay, so here's our problem statement. You can pause the video to read it for a little bit if you'd like. But generally, you're going to be given a reaction that's happening. Not generally. In all cases, you will be given a reaction that's happening. Okay? So I was gracious enough to give you the formulas for these compounds. In most cases, it's just going to say nitrogen dioxide, or it's going to say a nitrogen trioxide. And you would have to deduce the molecular formula from that, okay? So step one, every time when we find a stoichiometry problem, is we're going to need to balance the chemical equation. Well, first we're going to need to write it. So I have NO2 reacting with oxygen to produce NO3, okay? So we write the chemical equation, and now we need to balance it. If you have no experience balancing chemical equations, if that's your soft spot, we have a video dedicated all to balancing chemical equations. Go watch that. It's in the top right corner. Okay. So I have one nitrogen on the left. I have one nitrogen on the right. So that's cool. I have 4 oxygens on the left, and I have 3 oxygens on the right. Okay, so that's not cool. Well, what if I doubled these? Okay, now I would have 6 oxygens on the left. I'd have 2 times 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, and 2 times 3 is 6. So I have 2 nitrogens on each side, and I have 6 oxygens on each side. Check, check. I'm balanced. Cool. So I have 2 moles of nitrogen dioxide reacting with 1 mole of oxygen gas to form 2 moles of nitrogen trioxide. Cool. Now I have a balanced chemical equation. Now I know how reactants become products. So my first problem, A, asks me if 7.4 moles of nitrogen dioxide, 7.4 moles of this, reacts with excess O2, how much NO3 forms? Okay, so nitrogen dioxide is our limiting reactant, O2 is in excess. Okay, first thing you need to be aware of is that this chemical equation describes 2 moles of NO2 makes 2 moles of NO3. If you're given grams, you need to convert to moles. Moles is the God unit of chemical equations. So you need to convert everything into moles, and then you can work from there. Here we're already given in moles, so we can start with the next part. So here is my special tactic. You need to follow the units, okay? You need to use something called dimensional analysis. If you don't know what that means, I'll show you. It's very easy to convert one unit to another. So I have 7.4 moles of NO2 starting out, okay? And I need to convert it to moles of NO3. So I need a conversion factor. I need a ratio. Do I have something that tells me what is the ratio of NO3 to NO2? Well, I do. I have my chemical equation. 2 moles of NO3 is produced for every 2 moles of NO2. Okay? And that's pulled straight from my chemical equation right here. That's my mole ratio. I need to multiply this by my mole ratio to make my units agree. Okay? And you see here on the bottom, I have units of moles of NO2, and I have units of moles of NO2. So these units are going to cancel out. And now I am left with just units of moles of NO3. And it's asking me how much NO3 forms. Okay, my mole ratio here is a 2 over 2. So this is effectively multiplying by 1. And I'm just going to say that 7.4 moles of NO3 forms. This is supposed to say how many moles, how many moles it's asking for. How many moles? So we found here how many moles of NO3 forms. That's our final answer for part A. Now let's look at part B. how many grams of oxygen gas will react completely with 4.7 moles of nitrogen dioxide. Okay, so I have 4.7 moles of nitrogen dioxide. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to convert moles of nitrogen dioxide into moles of reaction. Okay, means every time the reaction runs, it's called 1 mole of reaction. Okay, so 2 moles of NO2 are consumed for every 1 mole of reaction. 2 moles of NO2 are consumed every time the reaction runs, okay? And 1 mole of oxygen is consumed every time 1 mole of reaction runs, okay? 4.7 moles of NO2 times 1 mole of reaction for every 2 moles of NO2, I'm going to cancel out moles of NO2 on top and bottom, and I'm going to be left with units of moles of reaction. And I can then say that 1 mole of oxygen is consumed for every 1 mole of reaction. Okay? Now I'm dealing with units of moles of oxygen, okay? But it's asking me how many grams of oxygen will react completely. So then I need to convert moles to grams, and that I'm going to look at my periodic table. I'm going to find the molar mass of oxygen, and I need to remember that this is O2. This is a diatomic gas. So I need to multiply the molar mass of oxygen by 2. Molar mass of oxygen is 16.00, or it's 15.999 if you go to 3 significant figures. So I'm going to say 32.00 grams of O2 for every 1 mole of O2. You see my moles of O2 are going to cancel out. And now I just have to do the multiplication across to get my final answer. I'm going to get 4.7 times 1/2 times 1 times 32 equals my grams of oxygen that are consumed. And so now all I need to do is punch that into my calculator. 4.7 divided by 2 multiplied by 32 gives me 75.2 grams of oxygen. I'm dealing with 2 significant figures in this case, so that's just 75 grams of oxygen are consumed. That would be my final answer. Okay? So this is my topic. I need to go from one unit to another, and I need to serially convert units using these ratios. So if I were to sum up the process in a few steps, it's step 1, write the chemical equation. Step 2, balance the chemical equation. Now that you've done with that, you can actually take a look at your problems, okay? Step 3, if your problem gives you a quantity in terms of grams, like let's say if 7.4 grams of nitrogen dioxide reacts, then, well, first of all, I'm going to write 7.4 grams of nitrogen dioxide, and then I'm going to need to convert it to something. So here's where the process comes in. It becomes very methodical if you learn how to follow this process. You take your grams. Step 1 is use your molar mass as a ratio to convert to moles. Okay? Once you have moles of reactant, convert it to moles of reaction. Okay? How many moles of NO2 is used for each mole of reaction? In this case, 2 moles of NO2 is used for each mole of reaction. Okay? Then, once you convert to moles of reaction, which I do right here, then you need to convert moles of reaction into moles of products, or moles of reactant. Okay? Now that you know how many moles of product you have, next you need to convert your moles of product into grams of product. Okay? The conversion from grams to moles, those are dependent on whether your problem asks you for grams or moles. Okay? Now let's do a final problem on this, and this is probably the most common form that stoichiometry and balancing chemical equations appears in chemistry. It's called combustion analysis, where you have some hydrocarbon and you're going to analyze how it combusts with oxygen gas. So here's our problem statement. Feel free to pause the video and read it if you'd like. So let's go through the steps one more time. We have C3H8 combusts completely with oxygen gas, okay? Whenever you see the word combusts completely, you need to know what products are being formed, okay? You need to commit this to memory, all right? If something combusts completely, you have the thing that is combusting reacts with oxygen to form, remember this, CO2 and H2O, okay? You need to memorize these two products. Those are produced when something combusts. Now, step 2, let's balance our equation, okay? I have something that has carbon on this side and something that has carbon on this side. So it's 1 to 1. So how about if this has 3 carbons, I need to make this 3 carbons, okay? If this has 8 hydrogens, I need to make this 8 hydrogens. So I need to multiply it by 4, okay? Let's see if my oxygen agrees now. Okay, so I have 3 O2, which means I have 6 oxygens here, and I have 4 O, which means I have 4 oxygens here. So I have 10 oxygens on this side. So I can just multiply this O2 by 5. And let me double check everything. I've got 3 carbons on this side, 3 carbons on that side. I have 8 hydrogens on the left. I have 8 hydrogens on the right. And I have 10 oxygens on the left. I have 6 plus 4, 10 oxygens on the right. We are balanced. Cool. This is just a one subpart problem, and it includes all the steps I mentioned previously. It includes everything you might need to do. If you can take this now and pause the video and solve it by yourself, you're in fantastic shape. Go try. All right. So, like I said, we need to start with our 38 grams of water. Okay? What do we need to convert to? What's our God unit? Moles. We need to convert to moles. Okay? So we're going to calculate the molar mass of water. We're going to take the molar mass of oxygen plus 2 times the molar mass of hydrogen. That's going to bring us to 18.016 times 1 mole over 18.016 grams of H2O. So our grams of H2O are going to cancel out, and we're going to be left with moles of H2O. Now that I have moles of H2O, I need to get that to moles of reaction, okay? So 1 mole of reaction happens for every 4 moles of H2O, okay? Now that I have 4 moles of H2O, I need to find moles of CO2. So 3 moles of CO2 are produced in each 1 mole of reaction, okay? Now I am dealing with moles of CO2, but I'm looking for grams of CO2. So finally, I need to multiply by the molar mass of CO2. Molar mass of carbon plus 2 times the molar mass of oxygen, that's 12.01 plus 16 times 2, which is 32, plus 12.01, which is 44.01. 44.01 grams of CO2 divided by 1 mole of CO2. Now, all the way on the right here, I have come to grams of CO2. And now all I need to do is do the multiplication. I got 38 times 1 over 18.016 times 1 over 4 times 3 over 1 times 44.01 over 1. I just need to plug this into my calculator and do the math out. And I'm going to get 69.62 grams of CO2. I'm going to look back up. How many significant figures am I given? I have 38 grams, so I have 2 significant figures. This is going to become 70 grams of CO2. That is my final answer. Okay? If you believe you have gained something from this video, leave a like. If you need extra help, go to meekextrahelp.com, or you can join our Discord server linked down below. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy life.